Brenda, what point would you like to make on this? You're very welcome to TalkTV this afternoon.
Thank you very much. What I would like to say, I'm actually appalled at the way you're all discussing Prince Harry. Okay, I realise he is an adult now and can make his own decisions. But the reason, I know you're laughing, I can see you here on the television, but you forget he was a 9-year-old child when his mother died. And unfortunately, because of his situation, being a prince of the so-called United Kingdom, he was not allowed to grieve as a normal 9-year-old child who had just lost a parent.
Brenda, Brenda,
just let me finish, please.
Sure, go ahead.
Finish. Right, now, that young boy of 9 years old was not allowed to grieve. He was made to walk behind his mother's coffin. And I actually think that was cruel.
I think that was cruel too, Brenda.
But Brenda, we have spoken about this. We have been discussing the fact that in many respects, Harry is a damaged young man who has gone through so much in his life, and perhaps the people surrounding him in America should stop exploiting him.
You ask people to phone in, but you do not allow them to speak.
Brenda, we're letting you speak. Do you want to respond to what Alex has had to say there?
Yes, because she has her own opinion, and so have I. And to be honest, just because she is there and she thinks that she is on television, it doesn't make her right what she says. We are all entitled to opinion.
Absolutely, Brenda, but I want to know from you, Brenda. Brenda.
I would agree that Prince Harry, perhaps, since he has got older, he has probably not dealt with in the way I think he should have. But there was another comment made that, look at Prince William. Look how yes, we all deal with things in different ways. Unfortunately, we cannot all deal with things the same way. Some people are more vulnerable than others.
Can I ask you one question, Brenda? Can I ask you one question?
Yes.
So, in terms of how Prince Harry, first of all, we have expressed our sympathy for Prince Harry and the fact, exactly what you said there in terms of walking behind the coffin. We thought that was dreadful. We think it's awful. People, as you correctly say, definitely deal with exactly the same thing, exactly the same experience in very different ways. What I would question, Brenda, and what I want to ask you and get your opinion on, is all of this stuff, all of putting everything out in the public domain, doing these Netflix series, talking about his grief very, very publicly. I mean, couldn't he have done that in private? Why does he need to do it publicly?
I think perhaps the royal family they deal with things differently from what other normal human beings do. They seem to think that everything they do cannot be questioned. And they seem to think that whatever they do is right. Now, at the end of the day, they're all human beings. They're made of flesh and blood like the rest of us. We all come into the world in the same way. We all go out in the same way. And perhaps sometimes a wee bit sort of humanity should be shown, because that is not what is happening here. And unfortunately, I'm not saying Prince Harry, especially since he got married to Meghan, things have not perhaps been dealt with in the way they should have. But perhaps if they had met each other, if the Buckingham Palace or the powers that be there and Prince Harry could have met and discussed things, well, perhaps things would not have been the way they are now.
Do you not agree, Brenda, that Harry could have done things slightly differently, that there are mistakes that he has made?
Yes, I agree with that, but I think perhaps things could have been done differently on the other side as well. This thing with the palace always says, what is it? Never
complain, never explain.
Now, okay, that is fine, but let's be honest, we're all human beings, and at the end of the day, that's family, and it's all very well the stiff upper lip and all this, and not. That is wrong, because they should have been able to meet and discuss things. I agree, it should never have got to this state of affairs.
So what should he do now? How should he live his life now, Brenda? Because we hear a lot from him. We hear a lot of his opinions on things that are perhaps he's entitled to his opinion, as you are, as I am, as Alex is. Yeah. But at the same time, I wonder what you think his role should be now, Brenda.
I feel very sad for him, actually, and what I feel heart sore for is these two boys, as young children, they seem to be very, very close, and obviously they had their mother's influence, and she seemed to want them to live as two, obviously they were born into royalty, but she wanted them to live as two normal human beings, and to realise that so they were privileged, not everybody is.
Welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, where we bring you insightful and uplifting discussions about the Duke and it's necessary. His openness about therapy, loss and healing has sparked crucial conversations worldwide. Brenda expresses her sadness over the evident rift between Harry and Prince William. Once inseparable, the brothers now seem worlds apart. She recalls how their mother, Princess Diana, wanted them to grow up with a sense of normalcy and compassion for others. Despite their royal status, she wanted them to understand the realities of everyday people. It's heartbreaking, Brenda notes, that they have drifted so far from that shared bond. At the heart of Brenda's argument is a plea for understanding. Prince Harry has endured immense scrutiny, but at the end of the day, he is human, just like everyone else. People may not agree with every choice he has made, but judging him harshly without considering his journey is unfair. She calls for a world where kindness and compassion take precedence over criticism. Brenda acknowledges that mistakes may have been made on both sides, by Harry and by the royal institution. However, she believes that healing is possible if both parties are willing to listen and communicate. The British monarchy, steeped in tradition, must adapt to a modern world where dialogue and emotional well-being matter. And that's it for today's discussion. Brenda's passionate defence of Prince Harry is a reminder that everyone deserves understanding and support. Let's continue to uplift one another and approach discussions with an open heart. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, share and subscribe to Meghan and Harry Tales. Until next time, stay positive and keep the conversation going.